Hello, voice raisers. Welcome to another episode of Raise Your Voice. My name is Marcia, and I'm part of a poetry group in Chattanooga called Rhyme and Chat, where we rhyme and then we chat. We read poetry and then we talk about it. Today, we're going to meet two writers, one named Billie and the other named Kelly. Billie is an author. She writes books to tell stories. Kelly, she's a poet, and she tells stories through poetry. Both of them live right here in our town. You may see them at the aquarium or down at the zoo. And if they can raise their voice to tell stories with their words, you can too. Billie and Kelly raise their voices in creative ways to draw pictures for us. They use their words to take their ideas that only exist in their mind and shape them to create stories to share with us in their own special way. Today, we are going to talk about writing to encourage yourself and to encourage others. Now, to encourage means to give support, confidence, or help. To encourage means to motivate someone to do something. So let's meet Billie and Kelly and see what they are encouraging us to do when they raise their voice.
I am Kelly, and I am here with Billie, who has written this book, Scribble. Billie, would you like to tell us a little more about your book?
It's about a scribble, and the scribble is waiting for some purpose to its existence. The scribble began to fear it would always feel this way, unfinished and unsure of its purpose. But as the scribble waits, and its friends try to offer encouragement, but nothing really works, the scribble begins to reflect. Yes, the scribble thought, a scribble could be anything, really. Anything and everything. Everything it wanted to be.
So what led you to write this book? What was the influences behind it?
I think I had seen a few children and teens and tweens, everything in between, struggle to find purpose in their life while relying on others to give them that purpose. They were looking for external validation, and it kind of broke my heart to see that they didn't feel like they had it in themselves to be what they wanted to be or do what they wanted to do. And so because I write children's books, I made it kind of literal that a scribble really was everything that it wanted to be. It just needed to look inside of itself for that.
Yeah, when I read that, it was just like, I kept looking at the scribble thinking, it really could. It could be anything it wanted to be. And it's a great message because you see that people carry that over into adulthood too. And so they start as very little, and you see very little children, and they're just free. And then somewhere along the way, they learn things that make them doubt themselves. And so it's great to hear a book and see a book that's going to help them change and maybe get back to that freedom of being who they are.
I agree. Yeah, especially when they go to school and there's pressure to fit in or, be a certain way at school, groups that they feel like they need to belong to or labels that they need to put on themselves. And then when they get home and there's no break from that necessarily, especially if they're watching a lot of TV or social media, and they feel a lot of pressure to figure out who they are and get that acceptance from outside, and maybe they lose the ability to just accept themselves as they are.
Right, and realize that their happiness is within themselves, not outside with things, people, everything out there. There's so many influences that are out in the world that pressure children. And, as parents, you have to make sure that you're working and reading books and, doing the things that help them realize that. So I wrote a poem after reading the book, and I will share my poem at this time. It's called Us, and it's along the same lines, but it's more about the acceptance and realizing that we are all we need to be. You are you, I am me. We are who we're supposed to be. A little bit tall, a little bit small, a runner, a reader, one that can't crawl. A wee bit quiet, a wee bit loud, a speaker, a listener, a follower, a leader, a watcher, a doer. We're all different, we're all remarkable. Be a great you, I'll be a terrific me. Standing proud, being all we are, who we are. You are you, I am me.
I really like the line, be a great you and I'll be a terrific me. Yeah.
That was one of my, it took me a while to write this poem. I was surprised. I read the book, set it aside, started some scribbles. I was like, okay, that's not getting anywhere. A week later, I come back to it and a few more lines, and it was like, totally ditched the first one and came back, and it's like, oh, got it now. And sometimes it just depends on what's going on in the background, how I read and how I write, and I think whatever was going in the background that day happened to fit with the theme of the book, and it made more sense. So.
Yeah, that really goes with the theme of the book. We're all just who we are meant to be, and we can change, and we can be all these different things, and we don't have to stay just one thing. And yeah.
So, Billie, what are some ways that you think that we can encourage ourselves and encourage others to be what they want to be? How do they get to that mindset?
Well, two things come to mind, and they're actually opposite. One is to spend time with yourself, to disconnect from I am an introvert, so I need to spend time by myself in order to collect my thoughts, organize, and figure out how I truly feel about something. And then, but I'm an extroverted introvert, so I also do enjoy spending time around people. And I think that is also important for children who don't have as much control over their lives as adults do. They must go to the same school every day and interact with the same people. If you are surrounded by the same people all the time and those relationships aren't building you up, it can be hard to see that is not your whole life. There's a whole world out there that exists beyond the classroom walls. So it's important to spend time with many different people, join clubs or join a sport or some sort of other activity so that you can find your people who will build you up and allow you to try out different things and grow and become who you will be, whoever that is.
That's a great answer. You know, I firmly believe that as humans, as children, that we have to learn that we are important, and although everyone else around us has an opinion, that our opinion about ourselves is what matters, and that they thrive on that they don't worry that Jacob doesn't like them, you know, that they focus on, are they a good person? Are they the person they want to be? Are they kind? Are they, you know, what are they and what do they want to be? And they can do that, of course, by, like you said, spending time with the people that do build them up and realizing you don't have to play with Jacob if Jacob's mean and not nice. Sometimes, though, you may need to ask Jacob why he's like that. You know, a lot of times I've found in life that people are like that because they put up walls, and we've got to teach children you don't have to put up those walls. You just have to be open and communicate.
Kelly, I really do appreciate that you took the time to read my book and that it inspired you to write a poem. And your poem inspires me. I hope that any kid who listens to it is going to feel that reassurance that, you know, we are all different, but we are all the same, and that makes us both special, and it also connects us. And I think that your poem really speaks to that truth.
Thank you so much, Billie, and your book as well. I do have a copy of the poem for you, so I'll give
thank
you
you.
that. Thank you for coming and letting me read the book, and I'm glad we have this opportunity to raise our voice and to encourage others to do the same.
To read Billie's book, Scribble, ask for it the next time you visit the Chattanooga Public Library. So, are you encouraged? What are they encouraging you to do? Let's see. Billie, the author, said, "A scribble can be anything, really. Anything and everything it wanted to be." Kelly, the poet, said, "You are you and I am me. We are who we're supposed to be." Well, it sounds to me like they're encouraging us to be whoever and whatever we were meant to be. We all have special gifts and special talents. We see things with our eyes in ways that others don't. We think things with our minds that no one else has ever thought of. And we are able to raise our voice to express our ideas in ways that no one else ever has. So now it's time to raise your voice to encourage someone. You can even use your words to encourage yourself. Do you want to encourage people to be kind? Do you want to encourage others to try new things, or maybe even to smile more? Whatever it is, let's write about it. Send what you create to Raise Your Voice at WTCITV.org. Now let's get to writing. I can't wait to see what you create when you raise your voice.